So like Zoomer Academy, I'm pretty sure that they tried to qualify and they didn't qualify, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was Pugstars who went in and didn't qualify. I can't remember. Nonetheless, Zoomer Academy, I think probably going to be the favorites here, but I'm on the lookout for what ZMM can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing my eye is definitely going to be looking towards for the side of Zero Marksman will be Perseverance. Actually, on the Sage, I actually was going to say I expect Perseverance to pick up the Killjoy. We've seen Perseverance
Yeah.
use that Killjoy to great effect. Perseverance now swapping over to the Sage for this Ascent matchup. I think that's very exciting, a bit of a deviation here that Zoomer Academy might not be ready for. But as you touched on previously, if you're talking about Zoomer Academy, we're talking about Bones and we're talking about Seven. This is the dynamic duo here for Zoomer Academy. If you don't have a game plan specifically designed to dismantle two duelists, you will fall flat up against Zoomer Academy. So certainly be prepared, and be prepared for the Red Bull Campus Clutch. You've been hearing us talking about it a lot today. You've been seeing all the cool videos made for it. Definitely go on over to redbullcampusclutch.com to get your team signed up, to check it out. Red Bull Campus Clutch is a global Valorant tournament specifically for university students from over 50 countries. Players of all skill levels invited to gather their teams, compete on the big stage, make history for your university and your country. That's something that sounds interesting to you. Be sure to head on over to redbullcampusclutch.com here at the end of this match. But we are getting into the beginning of this match. It is Zoomer Academy up against Zero Marksmen here for the top 16 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Okay, Dilly, I've gathered some information while I was listening to you talk about the awesome Red Bull event. Unshaken, we actually, I'm sure you have seen, I have seen definitely, of what used to be Fun Snatchers.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a big pickup actually. Now that I know where they're from, so definitely on the lookout for this. And Unshaken, the one who's going to be there, taking that first contact, and double kill. That's a beautiful paranoia. Potato with two, or rather, I should say, Unshaken with one and Potato with one. As Unshaken puts up a quad kill, and well, speak their name, and they show up in round number one.
Unshaken says, "You rang," and promptly appears with that quadra kill. And oh, goodness gracious, Zero Marksman looking properly deadly to start out this match. That wasn't even a conversation. That was simply Zero Marksman telling Zoomer Academy, this is what's going to happen, and this is how we're going to do it. And so Zoomer Academy very, very quickly knocked back down to a full save round. Only a couple sheriffs, but those two sheriffs going on over to Seven and Bones, you know them, you love them. They can do big damage with those big guns. We'll see if Zoomer Academy can find a bit of retaliation here in the second round as Zero Marksman look like they've come with a game plan, and they look to pull the trigger. Potato snipes down Seven with that Bucky, the lucky Bucky, in the hands of Potato, and Zoomer Academy once more find themselves in the disadvantage.
Dude, that Bucky is just busted, man. Come on, guys. Please fix that thing. There's just no reason that a shotgun should be shooting one-shot kills from that distance, despite the fact that there was little to no armor on the other side. So, Perseverance now on the stage. I'm interested to see how this goes. Sorry, Dilly, you were going to say something?
Oh, no, just more Bucky talk, but there's no time for Bucky talk as Perseverance is taking a big old fight over towards B, but that wall so quintessential to holding off the push from Zoomer Academy, and I don't want to pull the trigger on saying this too soon, but I already have to give kudos over to the Zero Marksman strategy and game plan. Already looks to be a well-oiled machine on defense.
So, yeah, and I think, speaking of that Sage, right, something that we used to see here probably, like, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. Haven't seen it for a while, but it's certainly effective. I mean, there's no question about that. I was wanted to be on the lookout for Perseverance and how they could do it. Potato with the Bucky is so ridiculous. And, well, I mean, I guess we know exactly how the Bucky is working out in this one. But, yeah, I'm on the lookout for that Sage. I want to see kind of how this goes throughout this game, because there's been, some tides turning, some playing with this Sage on this map in particular. And I think the jury's still out on it, to be honest.
Well, I think actually the most interesting thing for me about Zero Marksman's team comp that I'm really just realizing is this is so defensive sided from Zero Marksman. They have a Sage and a Killjoy and a Sova. That is maximum lockdown potential, no pun intended. They are quite literally locking the door out for Zoomer Academy. There is nowhere to go with a KJ getting set up with all that kinds of equipment and a Sage literally walling off wherever they want to. Zero Marksman look to dig in their heels here on the CT side. Bones trying to get that defense unstuck. Finally getting a kill here for Zoomer Academy as the kills go 1 for 1.
That's a tough decision that Bones just made, not pulling out the overheal, but using the dismiss. So that 15 HP ain't going anywhere unless you get another frag. The Bones, if there's anyone to do it, that is him. We'll see how this goes, though. Still 4-on-4. Mid control was gained here, or at least a semblance of it. As we can see, the Raze is still over there looking in, trying to make some inroads, but gets tagged by a dart and has to fall back off the back of it. So still slow and methodical. 35 seconds left. Now you have to make a decision, Zoomer Academy. It looks like they might be heading towards A. Yeah, that's what it looks like, but you got to go fast here. I mean, the time's ticking away, Dilly.
Yeah, the clock now working very much against the attackers. They've got to make it now or never. And here it comes right now. Here is the push. 7 leading the charge for Zoomer Academy. Dashes into the cloudburst, but it's Enjoy taking down Bones on the opposite side of the map. That does not bode well for Zoomer Academy. Now in a 3v4, unable to get the spike down. Unshaken takes down Distorted. 7 doing what they can on the backside, but it's Unshaken picking up the triple kill for Zero Marksman. And oh boy, Zero Marksman really setting cruise control on now. Look at that bankroll for Zero Marksman. That is a tough tower to topple.
3 rounds, 8 kills.
Oof.
For Unshaken as well.
Clean 800.
You know, me and you, we were talking in the pregame, right? And not something I typically talk about on stream, but I think it's key to mention here that for me, Zero Marksmen have been a very solid tactical team for a long time, and they've been getting the best results that they could with their roster. But if this is a pickup that is happening, for good, if Unshaken is now a rostered member, I mean, that's so big for this team. I mean, they now have a little bit of extra firepower to contend with, and that could really turn things around for them in some of these tournaments. And Potato doing it once more, making it a big frag. Enjoy with another. Reaggrasses gets a second and almost a third as one spotted out through the box, and that Radiant Eye box ain't thick enough, but Enjoy swings around, and Potato's got another. So a full house of frags between Enjoy and Potato shut Zoomer Academy down with limited investment.
This is honestly so impressive here from Zero Marksman. I'm really loving this team composition, and something that we talked about in the pregame buildup is that if you're going up against Zoomer Academy in the last few weeks have had really, really awesome success here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown, taking it to teams that have much more scrim practice, much more organization, they've got a proper coach. Zoomer Academy knocks these teams right on their butt. They kick down the door and they say, no, we're playing our game. This is the pace of play we like to use, and we're going to make you deal with it. Zoomer Academy have not been allowed to do this here in the first half. They have been forced to play Zero Marksman's pace. They cannot get around this composition here from Zero Marksman, but when it comes down to it, when the composition is being tested and Zero Marksman need to win out, they need to win those gun trades, Zero Marksman haven't faltered one bit, so all around for Zero Marksman, such a complete package, and it's going to take some further heroics from Bones and 7 to try and change the tide here for Zoomer Academy.
Gonna have to be something to change here for Zoomer Academy. We'll see what it was. There's some, again, I like what Zoomer Academy are doing here in mid. This is really solid. They're getting that information. They're pushing back any players that are happening to be in that area, and they're forcing Zero Marksman to try and be scared of that area even when there's no one there. So like in this example, there's 2 players having to watch angles. They wouldn't have to be, but there's the lockdown. Now the gig is up. as Perseverance is ready and waiting here on the site. There goes the push. The Jet swinging in, and Seven somehow picks up that kill. I don't know how he found that kill, but he does, and Enjoy with 2, make it 3 off the back of the Showstopper, and the Vandal does everything necessary, throws out the paint canisters, and does massive damage to yet another player, but it isn't going to be enough, as now it's simply the Killjoy, then Shaken, ready and waiting here on the site. Isn't going to be enough, though, with that spike planted in the 1-on-2. Such a difficult spot, and I don't think that's going to dislodge the players back in the boathouse. Indeed, it does not. Now, knows where both players are, though. You can't be anywhere but in this boathouse, and checks the angle anyway. Unshaken doesn't get the frag. Joba winning that one out, but boy, was that close.
Man, it really took everything Zoomer Academy had in the tank there to make that play stick, but in the end, stick it did, and now a Blade Storm available for 7, the Empress ready to go for Bones. Zoomer Academy now starting to get some tangible momentum under their feet, and while Zero Marksmen have really stormed away with this game, you do see Perseverance and NST, they've got the assists on the board, haven't been able to find the kills quite yet. Have to wonder a little bit if that may start to affect the confidence a bit of the leading Zero Marksman here. But now we get into what is, I like to call, a spec series round. This is even equipment going for these teams, really putting their skills to the test.
Yeah, it really is. And by the way, I did take a look, and yeah, Unshaken is an official rostered player here, so this is very exciting. I really love to see this. Zero Marksman still on their front foot. Zoomer Academy with one, round, but that is at a heavy cost. Blade Storm, like you mentioned, already popped. Let's see if Bones elects to utilize this Empress. He's going to get paranoid, so falls back temporarily. And that is the dark cover there to halt that push for just a few moments longer. But with the spike rotating around, this should eventually be an A split. And that is pretty nice, considering there's nobody committed to the A site. There's 2 players committed over in Garden. And that's going to be the crux of this push. Unshaken and the Omen here going to have to find something. Dark covers for both sides come out, and now the commitment is in. Through Potato wins the first fight, and unfortunately Unshaken dies through the edge of that wall. And now it's just 4 players alive. Zoomer Academy against 3 for Zero Marksman.
Yeah, Zero Marksman finding themselves in a difficult position, this time on a different side of the map. NST finally getting some progress in the way of kills there, picking up their first kill, bringing us into a 3v3. As the spike ticks down now, Zero Marksman, Enjoy, trying to find an angle with that op. Oh, brilliant paint shells there to push away the defender. That brings out the Hunter's Fury maybe a bit earlier. Oh, but it may have been the perfect timing. Distorted snipes down NST, and that has completely diffused the retake here from Zero Marksman. There's nothing left in it for defenders. Zoomer Academy cutting their deficit in half. So far, so good now after that early stumble.
Very nice job there from Zoomer Academy. I really liked the setup that they had. They got that very early mid control that they've been doing pretty much every single round, and then off the back of that, they were able to just set up the A split. The timings were on point, and from there on, I mean, Zoomer Academy just had to not make mistakes. They didn't, and there we go. So Zero Marksman, they're going to have a purchase in here. It is going to be a little bit tight on the money, but still plenty to get the guns out at the very least. So we'll be seeing what they can bring out. But now a pretty impactful round, considering that the money is low here for Zero Marksman now.
Oh, this is very much a Zoomer Academy play here, pushing right out into the A site, but they weren't ready for Unshaken, picking up the double kill off the flick. Fletcher trying to gain some ground back for Zoomer Academy, but Unshaken picks up the triple kill before any progress can be gained. Zoomer Academy, they like to play fast and loose, but now they have quickly been shut down. Now just a 1v3 here for Joba. Not really too much in it here, and that is honestly what I wanted to see from Zoomer Academy, but maybe not what we should be seeing from Zoomer Academy.
It's not a bad idea. The fast, quick play towards A, right? But when you have somebody, like Unshaken, who's able to pick up a triple kill, it's a very dangerous play, and that's what you're talking about. Like, should we see that? But Choba is trying to do their best to pick this up. Still has lots of time on the clock, and with the split of these two players, so neither of them really committed in the same area, he's giving 3 1v1s. That's very dangerous. Fortunately, Unshaken finds the timing, and Joba falls without even looking the right direction. That's a quad kill once again for Unshaken, who's having an incredible game.
Well, I've got to say, all credit right now to the manager for Zero Marksmen, whoever organized Unshaken joining this roster. Hats off to you, because wow, what a play that is. 12-3-0 here for Unshaken.
Dilly, that I actually know who that is. That's a wrap. So.
Oh yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah. So big props to That's a Wrap for figuring that out. But you're right. I don't know how they've figured out a way to get Unshaken in here, but it's clearly been a good change.
Absolutely. Shout outs to That's a Wrap, working managerial wonders here. If you are a team wondering if you need to be committing to a manager, this should be the answer right here for you. This is manager diff right now here for Zero Marksmen. Unshaken leading the way for both teams here on the scoreboard. Enjoy holding down this mid corridor. We've seen Enjoy with the operator earlier, but that is now handed over to Perseverance. Maybe try and get those kills rolling in for the Sage. The B play here comes in, from Market, and it's going to be Bones picking up the kill on Enjoy. We know how dangerous that Reyna can be, and Bones becoming even more dangerous on the push forward. Here comes the execute, but Potato, meanwhile, on the backside, finds the kill on Distorted. NST takes down Joba. While Zoomer Academy are making progress, it's being stolen away from them just as quickly. They will get the spike down here, but it is a 3v3 situation, albeit there is an Empress and a From the Shadows in the pocket for Zoomer Academy.
Yeah, a good couple of options, right? Bones the first to take a fight, finds that one, leaves just Unshaken in the 1-on-3, finds the first kill. Has this lockdown. Once again, and this one, it does cover the majority of that back room. It's going to have to be a play made. Both players pushing up. Does he get both? He's got the swing, but not the frag. Fletcher winning that one out, but so close once more. Zoomer Academy, they're bringing it over the edge, and round by round, this game gets closer.
Absolutely, and I loved that play from Seven and Fletcher. The coordination, it had to have been telepathic from the two to so quickly respond to the lockdown and say, okay, immediately we're pushing this left staircase, we're getting that lockdown dealt with, and then we're double peeking Unshaken, making sure there's no heroics in the cards here for Zero Marksmen. That was so brilliantly played there from Seven and Fletcher to deal with the threat of that lockdown. That is the lockdown off the board now for Zero Marksmen, and that is the lockdown picked up. Oh my goodness, for Zoomer Academy. Seven snipes down Potato through the dark cover. Zoomer Academy get the opening kill.
That's brutal there for Zero Marksmen and Zoomer Academy. Something they've been struggling with here is those opening frags, and well, you do love to see that. Absolutely doing what is necessary to pull the Zoomer Academy over the edge here in these rounds. So let's see what does Zero Marksman do in response to that. This is going to be interesting because, a player disadvantage, something we haven't seen too often here in this game. It looks as if Enjoy getting aggressive in mid. I think this is a nice response. He's not going to find anything. Nobody's home as the push comes over towards A. All four players are going to be grouped up over to that direction. But, look at the stack. Everybody's coming this direction. This is perfect.
NST with a lot of weight on their shoulders. They've got to come up big here. That's a whiffed right click there. Can they come back for more? Yes, NST pops the head off Distorted, but Zoomer Academy, they've got something to say. 3 quick kills, make it 4. Fletcher picks up the double kill. Zoomer Academy decimate the defense.
Okay, honestly, at the risk of being called the bias caster here, I actually love what Zero Marksman did there after we've just talked a lot about them today. But still, they had a perfect read. I mean, I don't know who's calling the shots over there, but I mean that's absolutely brilliant to have 4 players, even on an eco round, exactly where it's necessary on A. Like, come on, that's just really good stuff.
Absolutely. You touched on it before saying Zero Marksman, this has long been a tactically sound squad. Now they're really bringing the firepower to complement this game plan, and it shows here. Zoomer Academy have been clawing away at the deficit that Zero Marksmen put up with them, but Zero Marksmen still sticking to their guns, holding firm. You have to imagine the crux of it really now starting to weigh on Perseverance. Perseverance needs to start getting kills rolling in their way. They need to start feeding this resurrection, because what should sometimes be a 6v5 for Zero Marksmen has been a 4v5 because Perseverance hasn't been able to hold it down as well as they may have liked to. Like to see that change coming through, but maybe it doesn't need to. NST takes down Distorted with the help of some intel, and Zero Marksmen in a 5v3.
Well, we said we needed some adjustments. These are Zero Marksman's adjustments, and I sure think they look good. Perseverance, you said needed to step up. There it is, 7 falls to Perseverance's Vandal, and it's now 2 players left alive. Zoomer Academy back to the drawing board. What the heck do you do in this situation? You're just gonna have to try and find something close by that wall. Like, had an idea, so maybe found out, but Joba does still win against Enjoy. So this is a good attempt here to push in. The dark cover out, but it's not enough to defend against the push. It's now Perseverance on the site, finds the second on the round at NST with the triple. Makes it look easy. So, you know, Zero Marksman faltered for a little bit there. They trade a couple of rounds back and forth, but now solidified back at 6. Zero Marksman win that one out.
Absolutely, and in terms of economy now, this is very much a do or die round for Zoomer Academy. They won't be able to afford another buy like this should they drop this round to Zero Marksman. On the side of Zero Marksman, have to say kudos to Perseverance getting rolling when the team needed them to be, picking up the double kill, and now look at what a difference that has made. Perseverance 1 point away now from that resurrection, which very well could be the key to one of these rounds where Bones and Seven look to get an early kill. They're already on the hunt here, establishing themselves in that mid corridor. This is real estate Zoomer Academy have staked their claim to. Now want to further press forward, get more land, manifest destiny, say Zoomer Academy surging forward. We've seen this play onto B once more. Can they make it stick this time around? This is a good opportunity. 5v5 at 7, taking a fair bit of damage from the paint shells. Leaves Zoomer Academy reconsidering their approach here to this 11th round.
Dilly, how many people do you think, other than me, of course, because I'm just a history buff, got the Manifest Destiny reference? Like, how many people, you know, other than like, you know, the 10th grade history guys who are in 10th grade history right now?
You know what? If you guys paid due attention to your 10th grade history teacher, everyone would have gotten the Manifest Destiny reference. If you didn't, go ahead and go on and do some Googling here after the match.
Right.
But there's no time right now. NST popping the Hunter's Fury there. To ill effect here. Fletcher takes down Unshaken. 7 wins out over Potato, and after what was a round gained for Zero Marksman, very well may be a round lost for Zero Marksman. Zoomer Academy. Yeah, Zoomer Academy, this was a make or break round in terms of economy, and Zoomer Academy keep it alive.
I like this decision that they're saving to Zero Marksman, but yeah, 5-6. This is looking like it might be a tied 6-6 half. It very much could be. Regardless of what it comes down to, it's an awful close half, a half that has been, you know, I'd say peaks and troughs for both of these teams. Lots of great ideas coming through, I think, from Zoomer Academy. Some issues on the actual, you know, doing of the ideas, but same thing for Zero Marksman. They've had some good ideas and sometimes not able to really make that work. Particularly, you know, we talked about it, Perseverance having a little bit of a slow game here in the first half, but has definitely stepped up there in the last couple of rounds. And, you know, that round, what can you do? You know, it's not as if Perseverance is dying a lot either. So it's simply not being able to get into the fight and trying to put yourself in a position to be able to get into that fight is what I need to see here in the final round of this first half.
Yeah, for Zero Marksman, they started out so strong. They looked near unstoppable. But now, as the picture really starts to develop, start to wonder if maybe the reliance on Unshaken, on Potato, may be too heavy here for Zero Marksman. Be interested to see how these scorelines develop through the rest of this match as we close out the first half. Here's Seven with the Blade Storm procced and ready to go. has forced Zero Marksmen to hold really defensive positions across the map, taking these standard positions, not taking any fights as the recon drones pass each other, much like ships in the night. Zoomer Academy rather, establish themselves in the mid corridor. Haven't made a decision yet as the clock ticks down to a minute.
Slow, methodical, and steady from Zoomer Academy in this round. Not wanting to give too much away. Like I said, I've talked about it all game, but this mid-control pressure that they've created every round is so good. And now, not only that Blade Storm, but the Empress popped. So, two big ultimates when it comes to the individual duels, and that's what's going to potentially pry open this site. There's the utility from the Killjoy. And it's going to stop some of this push, at least for the time being. There's two players committed here, though. That's so very unusual. And now Bones comes through the back lines with two. Potatoes and Unshaken. They both find frags. And two for Unshaken, but Seven's there with the blades. It leaves it all under Perseverance. The man, the myth, the legend who needs to step up here finds the first headshot in, getting the resurrection.
Yes.
There it is, Dylan. You talked about it.
Oh,
now
no.
Seven, the information gained. He's got the frag with the blades. Zero Marksmen, they've got to pick this one up, but Seven's ready and waiting. Right click is all it would take for Perseverance. He knows where it is at, but not enough. Pulls out the slow at the wrong time. Man, that is so unfortunate for Zero Marksmen and Zoomer Academy. They respond with a 6-6.
Oh man, my heart was really pulling for Perseverance in that moment. I was so excited finally to see that resurrection come out. That was the first and only resurrection we saw in the first half, and it could have been the key to victory there for Zero Marksmen, but it wasn't in the cards. Seven, simply too good is Seven, with that Blade Storm picking up as many kills as necessary. He says, you can keep bringing them back. I'll keep knocking them down. Seven now leading the way for Zoomer Academy as they transition over to the defending side. And we know Zoomer Academy likes to ratchet up the aggression. They like to play at a high pace. That could throw Zero Marksmen off of their game plan if they're not careful here on Zoomer Academy's defending side. Here comes the push. Seven and Bones, the dynamic duo combined for two big kills. Make it 3 across the map. Zero Marksmen getting 2 of their own, but now in a 2v3 are the attackers.
Not unwinnable, but that definitely makes it look as much. Fletcher with that frag to NST, and now the low HP Perseverance left alone, and Bones wins that one out. So Zero Marksmen fall there in the pistol round, and Zoomer Academy, this is now very solid for them. They win that pistol, right? It's all tied up. You've gotten into a position where, you know, arguably you were down pretty big to the underdog, and you fought back. And now on the defensive side, the side that is favored on this map, you win the pistol. That's huge.
Yeah, Zoomer Academy now, I would have to imagine the pressure on them is to not let themselves run away with it. They need to, as you say, they need to, you know, be confident here on the defending side. They need to hold back, play slowly. They can't rush forward at every opportunity. They'll fall right into the clutches of Zero Marksmen. Oh my goodness, Seven with the flick onto the head of Potato. Oh my goodness, Seven and Bones once again. I'd say it every single time, but these guys are a dynamic duo built for damage. And Zero Marksmen feeling the pain here in the 14th round.
Yeah, and without the, you know, weaponry as well, that pain is multiplied. So we'll see what they can do. They did get a kill, which is not too bad, but with the player attack down as well, and Seven still ready and waiting at this site, it's really a matter of time before they fall. At least it feels that way. It feels inevitable when you got the likes of, you know, Seven on this Marshall. But enjoy. Still in mid, looking for something. 45 seconds left, or it's just ticked over. 45 seconds. The push-up cat is good. Fletcher takes some pop shots. Doesn't really connect too many of those. And Seven on the re-aggression gets one. Perseverance falls. Now the information gained through the wall distorted with another one, as it's simply on to enjoy. He's just trying to enjoy something, but not a lot of life left to enjoy as he falls pretty quickly.
I have to say as well, massive credit to the side of Distorted, who has been filling in well for Zoomer Academy, delivering a lot of useful intel to the big killers, Seven and Bones. Zoomer Academy recently had a shakeup with their roster. They saw the departure of Arctic, Sova Extraordinaire, and Distorted stepping up to this roster to try and fill those shoes, and so far doing well to deliver the information to the side of Seven, Bones, Fletcher, and Joba alongside that. So, Zoomer Academy now with their largest lead of the match, looking to continue to press the advantage forward. Zero Marksmen with what could be one of their last chances to try and stop the roll here of Zoomer Academy.
Certainly looks like it. This is the gun round, though. It is against the not ideal weapons, and Seven somehow finds a frag there. Somehow. I mean, Enjoy's got to be molding. Like, what the heck happened there? But it is still a 2-for-1, so not too bad for Zero Marksmen. Zero Academy down that one player. As the push comes out over towards A. Distorted is here ready and waiting with the Ares, but it's going to have to wait for the rest of the team in order to re-aggress. Another slow orb goes out, and this is where, you know, the Sage on attack is somewhat questionable at times, but this is where it matters so much. It just stalls out this push quite effectively, and so many players, and doesn't even need the orbs if you're going to get the frags. Perseverance has found one. It's left on the Distorted, who doesn't even find anything. Is kind of be dispatched quite quickly by Potato. So Zero Marksmen, they respond. You said it was their opportunity, and they grabbed it.
Absolutely, an opportunity seized for Zero Marksmen. They are carpying all those DMs, Zero Marksmen. Now with the resurrection onto Perseverance as well, so early compared to what we saw in the first half. Perseverance has really started to get rolling now in these mid stages of the game now. 7 kills where there once were none. Perseverance with the resurrection in pocket and may need it as Seven has that Blade Storm available, but more so than the Blade Storm, there's an operator lurking right around the corner in the hands of Seven here. Oh man, now Zero Marksmen have been put on notice. There's a big gun right around that corner.
I really love that setup with the slow and the paint canister, but it didn't really work out, and 07 does take a little bit of damage on the back of that. Bones now ready and waiting in mid. Has that SMG close range and makes it work. It makes it purr. Finds the first. Could get another. Ran away with it. There's 2 players coming around the corner now. Paranoia is good. Oh, now the re-aggress. It's so solid. Bones, another frag. Able to get away once more. And 7 with the Blade Storm. Able to pick up another. That's so massive. Zero Marksmen. They're dropping like flies here in this round. As now it's simply 1 player left alive as Joba finds the opposition Killjoy on the other side of the map. Potato has had a good game, but this is maybe a step too far.
This is too much to ask of just 1 Potato, I have to say. But goodness gracious me, 7 and Bones. You know, I don't like to repeat myself too often, but I simply cannot help it. It was so strong from that duo. Bones delaying the push from Zero Marksmen right until the perfect moment, picking up the right amount of kills, right amount of damage until 7 goes up and over the wall with the Blade Storm, takes down the Spike Carrier, and that is the play dismantled for Zoomer Academy. That is danger dealt with, and just at the hands of 7 and Bones, expertly playing their positions, expertly playing off of each other's aggression there, or lack thereof. If they just back away, one will take the initiative rather. So Zero Marksmen, they shown really strong individualistic talent, but now on top of that, they're showing a really well done level of polish alongside of it.
Yeah, well, and it's not just that, you know, Bones wins that first gunfight and gets away, right? It's the patience that Bones had to wait for the paranoia from Fletcher in order to get a second as well and wait for the team to come in. You see so many of these fraggers who have great aim, don't get me wrong, but they are so individualistic. They don't wait for the team to come in and help them. They could be so much better, and Bones not at all like that, really stepping up and doing an incredible job. I just really love to see that, especially from a young player like Bones.
Zoomer Academy, once again, showing that these young guns, they have wise brains. So it's given them the lead here in the second half, 9-7. Zero Marksmen, though, with a full buy in hand. Can they pick up this round? Bones Oh, trading a fair bit of damage there. Will back away from NST. NSG trying to see if Bones stuck around, but Bones has picked another shadow to lurk underneath his Enjoy, establishing this real estate for Zero Marksman. This very well could be the play here for Zero Marksman. It looks like they're putting their eggs in the B basket. Distorted backs away from the paint shells. Distorted takes the fight. Enjoy wins out over Distorted. Now the door is open here for Zero Marksman, but Fletcher trying to shut it right back in their face. Takes down NST, a 4v4 as the clock ticks down under 30 seconds. Zero Marksmen have to pull the trigger right here and now. Fletcher, though, punishes Enjoy on the push. Joba takes down Potato. This is an expert hold from Zoomer Academy. Zoomer Academy have decimated Zero Marksmen. Zoomer Academy move themselves onto double digits.
I mean, what a great couple of finds from Fletcher. I mean, just the, those aren't, nice aim shots. Those are just great game sense. They got the information with the audio, obviously, but then to set up the timing perfectly for both of those kills through dark cover is just absolutely beautiful to see. So Fletcher, actually the hero there, to be honest, despite not even seeing anybody. That's what's incredible. Didn't even need to see the screen to pick up those frags. Zero Marksmen, they're very much on the back foot now. They've lost a bunch in a row, and they are now trying to swing in, but against Bones, who's had an incredible day, is just so difficult. NST does drop 7, but, that is probably going to be short-lived. He's quite low, and Bones with the jump shot. Absolutely brilliant stuff. It's short-lived for the entirety of Zero Marksman, as it's simply Enjoy left in a 1-on-4.
Zoomer Academy continue to impress week in and week out. Every time, I think, every week I see them meet a new challenge, a new team that I'm like, all right, these guys, they're coordinated, they're coming in, Zero Marksman, they came in with a game plan. I'm like, this might be too much for Zoomer Academy to handle. It has simply never been too much for Zoomer Academy to handle. They are up to the task. This is what I imagine if you had an AI that could just play Valorant for all 5 team members and adapt to whatever the other team was doing. That is how I feel Zoomer Academy is being led. It is just absolute intelligent decisions where you wouldn't normally intuitively make these decisions. Who does this? Who makes this play other than Zoomer heckin' Academy?
Last one down.
What the hell was that? Zoomer Academy are just on a different level at the moment. This man, 7, just freaking dashed into a dark cover, and that was the plan.
And that was the plan.
The plan was dash into the dark cover. Distorted's going to shoot a sonar arrow into the... and they see it through the dark cover. It's so brilliant in that I'm confused at why we haven't seen that more often, and it's also so crazy that I'm confused at why it's happened. It's just both things at once. I'm blown away by that's just such a creative play from Zoomer Academy. There's just nothing more to say about it. It really is just an amazing creative play, and they went off the back of that in a well-deserved way.
Absolutely. Zoomer Academy really showing the X factor that they have that not many other teams can bring to the table. They have got strong individual players. They've got strong game plans, but they've got that X factor. They are going full throttle here, unshaken, trying to keep Zero Marksman alive. Gets 2 big kills, one of which onto 7, the other onto Distorted. So Zoomer Academy here falling just a bit short on match point. They're going to have to find another round to seal their victory. But, you look at this from Zoomer Academy's point of view, just have 7 dash into another dark cover and get another quadra kill. It's easy, right?
Yeah, it really does seem that way, to be honest with you. But yeah, a great response there, I think, from Zero Marksman. They utilized that push on the A pretty effectively. That being said, they're going to have to do that 4 more times, or at least do something like that 4 more times in a row to bring us to an overtime. Otherwise, Zoomer Academy just have to find one round here in the latter stages of this game. So who can make the play? Because it's going to need to be a play made by Zero Marksman in order to step up in that way. There's nobody here at B. This might be the play. What a read, actually, as Enjoy is coming out onto the site with the showstopper procced, but there's nobody home, like I said. So just going to be able to get out and on the site with that one. So a 5-on-5 retake. This is going to be tough. It's all going to be based on the setup that Zero Marksmen have.
Well, Perseverance has the Resurrection available, but they're separated from the rest of the team. Can that come into play here? Is now Zoomer Academy looking to press forward onto the site. Bones already finding a kill, but Enjoy takes down Distorted 7 on the flank here, trying to land a snipe, but it's Joba who's got the flank, takes down Perseverance. That's a Resurrection off the table for Zero Marksman. Here comes Potato, will lose out to Bones on the triple kill now. NST cannot clutch it out. That is Zoomer Academy, the Young Guns, getting their 13th round, punching their ticket into top 8 here in week number 47 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. GG Zoomer Academy.
Yeah, Zoomer Academy zooming their way into top 8 as they typically do. You know, we talked about it in the pregame here, Dilly, that we thought that Zoomer Academy had the edge. That they were probably the favorites coming into this. But, you know, Zero Marksman gave them a run for their money. It was a really good game. And I think that of all the things that, you know, could have gone wrong there, you don't expect Perseverance to have a slow game like that. I actually don't think that's the reason that the Zero Marksman lost. You know, the easy analysis, right, is to look at the scoreboard and say, oh, who's down there at the bottom? That's why they lost. If they could have gotten a couple more frags, I actually don't really think that was the case. Sure, it would have helped on the attacker side in particular, but they were. What was such a really interesting, methodical half number one from ZMM, they really fell off on their plans, on their attacker side. It just felt very flat in comparison. Whereas Zoomer Academy, they actually had a great idea of what to do there on the defense. They had, you know, the right plays and everything. And Bones, match MVP, I feel like this is just kind of there because Bones always gets match MVP if we're watching Zoomer Academy. Maybe not always, but it certainly feels that way. 19, 14, and 5, 285 average combat score. Absolutely well-deserved. But, you know, props to Unshaken, by the way. We're taking a look right now at that scoreboard. 20 and 14, had a great game. Those opening couple of rounds, he had like two 4Ks and a 3K or something ridiculous. That's definitely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to do a big tip of the cap here to the side of Zero Marksman. They came out and absolutely stunned everyone at the start of this game. And that doesn't happen by accident, especially with the level of coordination they were showing in that first half. They had completely deflated Zoomer Academy on that defending side. Zero Marksman looked like they had all the answers, and that doesn't happen by accident. Again, massive props to Zero Marksman. I'm very excited to see what they bring to the table next week, but as so many people have found out, it is so tough to go up against those young guns over at Zoomer Academy. So that does it for our top 16 matchup. We are turning our eyes towards the top 8, and we are turning our eyes towards the lovely Vincent and soon the lovely Choice plays as well. I am bowing out here for the rest of this Valorant Sunday Showdown, handing off the torch to my very, very talented comrades. But thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in here today, shared these spectacular moments with us, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Stick around for Top 8 coming up soon in just a few minutes. You definitely don't want to miss it.